Hello and welcome to the Story Pilgrim. Dolen Creative Retreat. With the breathtaking backdrop of the Rhodopi Mountains, and yes, I will pronounce that incorrectly, but just the once, the Summer Scriptwriting Base took place, and I immersed myself with inspiring conversations, learn from some motivated mentors, and am humbled by the Bulgarian hospitality. Bulgaria currently is marked politically by a period of instability and transformation. It has its challenges, as we all do at the moment, but the creatives on this retreat had a great sense of hope, optimism, and strength. Make sure you are following the podcast to stay updated on more inspiring journeys and creative insights. Back to Dolen and the Rhodopi Mountains. Let's explore. I am sat on a rock at a place called the Sanctuary, just outside of Dolen in Bulgaria. I believe they are called the Rhodopi Mountains. I'm surrounded by pine trees. There are huge outcrops of granite here. There are valleys. I'm sat on an outcrop which drops down probably about 50 feet, but there are pine trees going up past me. I'm actually sat underneath an oak tree at this point. I'm on this retreat for storytelling. Storytelling, or the actual title is Storytellers of the Future. And we've got people from all over the world doing all sorts of different jobs, just learning about what is your role within this life as an artist, as a game designer, as a software developer, as a trainer. We've just been invited to just have what that feeling of hope is. How does it feel to be full of hope? And what would that mean to apply to your art or whatever it is that you do, and an action that goes along with that? And for some reason I can't get my mind away from just holding my breath. Which kind of isn't hopeful, is it? Because if I just hold my breath and I continue to hold my breath, there's some problems going to happen. And we were asked to close your eyes and envisage a piece of theatre or art that you might see in 3 years' time that encapsulates the hope that you have for the world and whatever that might be. And I kept seeing things, and then it'd just go away. And then I'd see something else, and then it would just go away. And I can't focus in on one thing. And Daniel, who's leading the workshop, just said, just concentrate on the feeling. It's a really cool place to be able to do that. And I constantly talk about in my podcasts about nature and that connection to nature and the connection to myself, and how much hope you do get from being in an environment like this. But as I do that, it's like, I guess the holding of the breath is probably me wanting to hold on to this moment. But also I again start to think, is that why do you have to come to Bulgaria and sit in the middle of a pine forest for that? The mornings here in Dolen are, well, the majority that I have experienced are extremely crisp, fresh, clear,
it's kind of like every night the slate gets wiped clean and you wake up to a completely new day of possibilities and realms is the word that I want to use. I know that's the same anywhere, but it's obviously, for me, the moment that I'm in with regards to this learning experience. It's also somewhere new. This isn't mundane to me in any way, because it's, fresh and new. Morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm still waking up, but I'm good. I'm getting there. Did you sleep okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Good.
Like drunk.
Nice. Good. I'll see you in a bit. Yeah. That was Maria from Finland. She's a theatre director and teacher. She's absolutely lovely. She's been here several times. But yeah, it just, that sense of place and environment, and some people prefer to just keep it the same, stay in the same place, stay in the same environment, and don't mix it up. I'm afraid I do like to mix it up, but that's just my own sensibilities.
We are digging down deep, quickly and rightly so. Dolen has a mystical, timeless sense to it.
In Dolen there is a house that in the back garden they have a little amphitheatre that they have built, and it's a place where they have summer festivals. The guy that owns that house is a musician, and we've walked out and there's another little stage, but it's very elfish in its way. It looks like it's made out of wood and has very curves to it, and apparently they hold summer festivals here of music and of plays, so people will come up to the mountains and make the most of it. It's interesting, isn't it? You come and you're miles away, and then you get somebody coming past on a motorbike and totally takes you out of the world that you're in and throws you back, or gives hints back to the life or another life, or the modern life in which we have. And that's somebody just out for fun. As we crossed the stream there was hundreds of tiny little blue butterflies just flittering across the surface and across the very luscious plants that were right by the stream. It's a sight that I've very rarely seen in my lifetime. It's just a delight to sit and watch in a way of peacefulness, but also by them fluttering around. There's hundreds of them, kind of chaotic as well in a way, and they move so fast. There's another one, there's one individual one, a much bigger black and white butterfly there, is just resting on the thorns next to me. And what is their perspective? Very much different time that they have. I mean, they don't think like that though, do they? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we didn't have that, all these thoughts and desires that we have, and it's simply, you are a creation, you're part of the environment, and you eat, you reproduce, and then you move on. Can we live our lives like that? There's a lot of juniper bushes around here, and all I can think of is Life of Brian. Stop eating my juniper berries. Those are my juniper bushes. Look, the Lord has provided. Take a lot from that. It's absolutely beautiful. We walked up and we can see we're like on the next ridge across from Dolen, so we can look across and you can see the village kind of just nestled on top. And I'm not my head's in the gaming mode because of this conference, but I'm not a gamer, but I have sort of played some civilization games and stuff, when you like build a house, it sort of like either pops up from the ground or it drops in from the sky. And you imagine these houses just being dropped from a great height, and they've just kind of landed on the spur of the mountain across from us, and you expect another one just to drop in at any moment. The cross is down there. I see the cross.
That's a bit.
Huh?
That's a bit like stealing our scene. No, there's no like the cross like this.
Yeah, like
and then
yeah. It's just like I'm over here. I'm here.
Huh?
It's there.
Just got back from our little walk to the cross and back. I was talking to Mike, who's from Finland, who's an author, game designer, screenwriter. He was talking about a project that he made back in 2007, or helped to make, where I think it's entitled "Where is Marika?" And it was this best friend of this lady, Marika, says that she's just disappeared. And it was a 5-part series on TV, but it also incorporated a online presence and also a physical presence around Sweden, that people would go and find clues as to where she's been taken, and the TV channel got involved with it, and they were like denying it all and saying that they weren't involved. And it was done as a drama series, but many people thought that it was absolutely real. It's really interesting, talking about how we can bring the aspect of game into an artist's work, whether that is a piece of art or a writing project or a piece of theatre or even a podcast. I think this is going to plant the seed for an episode later on down the line.
Butterflies, juniper bushes, conifers, and elfish stages. We really were being treated, inspired by nature and the mentors such as Mike. One of my fellow storytellers is Adam from Wales, but now lives in Nice, France. We went for a walk.
Yeah, I did. It was I mean, this whole trip, being out in such a rural place, like Christian was saying, it's a connection to my childhood.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a soothing balm for the soul I didn't know I needed.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
But, I've gone back to the countryside for a weekend at a time or visiting family, but that makes demands on your time.
Yeah.
But here has been very immersed in
Yeah.
it. It's like the sheer amount of insects, that slight good sense of isolation,
Mhm.
and that was particularly felt at that sanctuary, because one of the things that always helps center me, makes me feel good for whatever reason, is being up somewhere high.
Okay. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I'm not quite sure, really. I have theories.
Uh-huh.
There's definitely not a look upon me, ye minor, and despair.
Yeah.
It's more of a
Yeah.
I am so small
Sure.
sort
Yeah.
of thing, and this world is so big.
Yeah.
And the effect isn't really exaggerated or diminished if I have company.
Okay.
It's just that act of having gone for a bit of physical activity, ascended, then you get rewarded with a beautiful view, or at least an interesting view.
Yeah.
Your adrenaline spike is sort of going down,
Yeah.
your heart comes down, you feel a sense of accomplishment,
Sure.
and again there's that feeling small part.
Mhm.
It's, I had this opinion, or I think philosophy might be too grand a title, but we are our brains with our souls in these weird little flesh machines.
Yeah.
And we're all, as far as we're aware, inhabiting the same world, but
Yes.
we're all interpreting it differently.
Totally.
And because of that, we are inherently at the centre of our own
Of
universes.
our own. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And like being on top of a hill and seeing so much of the world around you is in some ways quite a good way of uncentering or coming
Sure.
out of yourself.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah. You get that different perspective.
yeah, it's something. It's not like, oh, there's a wonderful word for it, where we're talking about airports. If you spend time in an airport, you're seeing all these people coming and going, again in the centre of their own little universes with
Yep.
their own little concerns.
Sure. Yep. Yeah.
And you wonder what their lives are like and what's on their mind and how late are they. You see people meeting other people
Yeah.
for like the first time in however many years it's maybe been. And you imagine these little nuggets of what's going on in their own life.
Yeah.
And I think there's a term coined for that, which I believe is to sonder, like wonder with an S.
Okay. I don't think we're going to get very far with that one. You can always. I just love all these butterflies.
It's incredible. I've not seen this much
But just in this
life
Yeah. They're just doing their thing, aren't they?
in such a long time.
Yeah. And then it's just not one species as well, is it?
No,
There's like
it's
loads of them.
Everything. It's come up in conversation with a few people, but like not even 10, 20 years ago, you'd be driving along at night, you get out of the car and the front of the car would be plastered with insects.
Yeah.
No matter where you were, even in
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's
Yeah.
not really something you notice until you remember.
Yeah.
And it's a bit,
That cricket. Boing.
Right.
Yeah.
it fills you with a certain amount of dread.
What, the cricket? Or the lack of insect?
Yeah, the lack of insects.
Yeah.
Most people don't particularly care them, but they're a fundamental and foundational part of food chains and
huge.
biodiversity.
Well, isn't it? I think I read somewhere or heard somewhere. It's down to us getting rid of the hedgerows, like getting rid of the hedgerows and putting up walls. And
Certainly doesn't help.
don't think we're going to get anything here, do you? I think this is going to just stop. We drop down.
I have a slight vibe. I feel like there might be something, but also may well not.
There's something up there.
What's there on the trees intrigues me.
Yeah, let's go and have a look. We might need to drop down a bit.
Could just be a cow. Well, I do
That's
want
not
to
a
meet
bad
one of the
thing.
cows.
Eh?
I've heard so much of them.
Well, yeah, but well, I didn't. What day was it? Was it Tuesday? No, Wednesday. When I went down to the school, I heard all the bells. The ding, you know, those bells.
Yeah.
And it was sheep. It was their flock of sheep. Oh, there is something up here. There's a little structure.
I was told there's a shrine somewhere on this side of the river.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is it. This might be something to do with that festival.
Do we know what that festival is? What?
Dimitar said it was called Transformations,
Oh,
but did not elaborate further.
was it a one-off or is it an annual
For 2
event?
years, I believe.
Every 2 years. Okay. Because that little stagey area was really cool.
Yeah. Some sort of hut. Oh.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hut and little water feature. Okay.
We do love burning things, don't we?
A little fire.
Hey, lizard.
Where? Oh, yeah. That was quite a big one. A hut with table and chairs, and what do you reckon that is on the wall? Is that like a griddle?
Yeah, that's a barbecue.
Barbecue griddle.
Yeah.
For
Have you ever had barbecued bananas?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so there's the fire. Nice piece of
I love this stuff.
granite. It isn't it? That sparkling. Whoop, nearly.
Looks like the soil itself glitters.
It does, doesn't it? It's just like glistening.
That water was extremely clear and very cold. Didn't know where we were heading, whether we were actually on a path or not. We just ploughed on, enjoying the scenery, adventure, and each other's company.
That's something that always makes my soul a bit happier when I go back, is seeing that lush, hyper-aggressive green
Yeah,
of Wales.
yeah. You still have family there?
Yeah, my mother, she lives in a tiny village. If you were to stick a pin in the middle of Wales on the map, you wouldn't be too far off.
She's pretty much there. Is she still working? Is she retired?
No, she's had chronic mental health problems
Oh, wow, okay.
for certainly most of my life.
Right.
But you know, she's had a lifetime of gathering tools and a support network and finding her own way of happy being.
Yeah, yeah. Is she on her own?
She is. Well,
Yeah.
depends if you count the dogs or not.
Yeah, yeah. Your farm.
Oh yes,
Is that a different house to the one you grew up in?
it is.
Okay.
Where I grew up, it was. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. Again, in a very similar area in the middle of Wales. There's a place called the Elan Valley,
Eland, yeah, yeah.
which is where there's a few major reservoirs which supply water to Birmingham. And they're fantastic structures. You know, the running joke of we used to build things,
Yeah,
or the Victorians got things done and then we haven't done anything since.
yeah,
Like they are a particularly good testament of that.
sure. Yeah,
They are incredible structures
yeah,
and beautiful
yeah,
for something that so fundamentally
So-
shapes the landscape.
yeah, absolutely.
And to tell the tale, as it were. My father was an almost yuppie.
Okay.
Like, he owned a big terrace house in a particularly desirable part of Bristol.
Right. Okay. Oh,
He had
okay.
a job in some sort of burgeoning tech industry.
Yep.
Back when computers were just starting to be
Just coming in.
less than the size of a small room.
Yeah.
And I think, like most of us, he went through that crisis of not wanting a 9-to-5 job.
Yep.
Not wanting a grind.
Yep.
Wanting a challenge. Wanting to do something stupid.
Yeah.
So he moved to mid Wales. Sold his house, obviously.
Yeah.
And leased a thoroughly dilapidated house from the estate managers of the Eland Alley.
Oh, right, okay.
It was basically a shell.
Yeah, yeah.
A very big shell, a very nice shell,
Yeah.
but a shell nonetheless.
Yeah.
We spent a good 9 months trying to do it up,
Right.
pulling out sheep carcasses from the old kitchen, stuff like that.
Wow.
Finally got it to a habitable state, turned it into a B&B.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
This is weird, isn't it? Complicated, isn't it?
We kind of like, there's these sections where there's just nothing in there, and then you're like, oh no, it's over there.
Take a guess.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever profitable.
No,
I think he was
because
eating into his money reserves from selling the house,
yeah.
but he adored it.
Well, it's like, how do you put something like that on the map? You know, it's like, before, I mean, now you've got
Yeah.
social media and stuff and whatever.
But what I gather, and from what I remember, he did good trade, but just not enough.
Right.
Or rather, just enough to keep it going.
Yeah, yeah.
Barely a few years in, he met my mum. They had me.
Yeah.
And I think the thing he views as the most worthwhile part of the entire endeavour is that he got to be around whilst I was growing up.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rather
Yeah,
than
he quite literally worked from home.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I get involved and I'd welcome guests.
Yeah.
And I had a little red fleece waistcoat that I was very proud of.
Okay.
I had strange aspirations to become a butler for a while.
All right. Really?
So much life.
There really is, isn't there? I wonder what the, you know, like, I've heard rumours of bears, but there must be deer
Surely.
up here. And
We've got bears, we've got wolves,
wolves?
supposedly.
Really? Okay.
I'm sure they're sensible enough to avoid people, but
Yeah.
yeah, there must be prey animals.
You reckon there's any, like, lynx? Would you get lynx?
Yeah. What was it? Eurasian link?
Eurasia, yeah. Badgers? You reckon?
Oh, right. I find badgers inherently funny.
Is it the stripes?
They've got that sort of slightly disgruntled air.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's the snout. Then yeah, yeah, they're always kind of like. Although they do play, don't they? They're quite
do.
playful.
There was a wonderful viral video that came out about a year ago and still does the rounds of a badger and a fox captured
Oh.
on night camera.
I don't think I've
Like,
seen that.
They formed a little party.
Oh, really?
The fox, the camera's facing like a sewage outlet or something, or an overflow pipe.
Uh huh.
And the fox bounds into view, goes to the entrance of the pipe, sort of hops on the spot excitedly, looking off camera,
Yeah.
and then this badger shuffles onto frame and starts following the fox down the pipe.
Oh, really?
It's so sweet.
So it's like it's excited to kind of like show it
Yeah,
what it's found or something.
there's something really wonderful about interspecies relationships in animals.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You see in banal forms of like friendly cats and dogs in homes, but
Yeah.
in the wild it takes on a whole new dimension.
Yeah. No, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, because we associate that, like you said, in the home, and then you stick it into the wild with two completely different. I wonder how, we see that and go, oh, there's that one interaction. I wonder how common it is. Why did we leave this to the last day?
That's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's people in general or certain personality types, but you need deadlines.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It forces you to either do or do not. Yeah.
There was also distinctly that feeling yesterday and even more today where it's not that we're not all checked out per se,
Yeah, yeah.
but we're all very relaxed. The
Yeah.
structure has come loose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it was also nice not getting frustrated with that.
Yeah.
'Cause in the past I could be like, oh, come on. And there wasn't a little element of that. But the majority is like, okay, if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
Right, on Monday or Tuesday. No, we started earlier, didn't we? Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have been so mortified and
Yeah.
ashamed
Yeah.
if I'd overslept by an hour and a half
Yeah, yeah.
for a
Yeah.
workshop.
But then,
Like, to the point where I'm sure there's a word for that particular neurological response, but like there's an email you've been meaning to reply to
yeah,
and you haven't,
there you have it, yeah.
and then it becomes a beating heart in the wall,
Yes.
and you keep putting off and putting off and putting off, and then you just can't face it anymore.
Yeah.
Right, to the point of not coming to the workshop at all.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh. But
there is always a but, isn't there? I enjoyed Adam's description of a badger having a slightly disgruntled air. The week we were experiencing really did defy time. We covered so many topics, and we were on our way back when...
and then it
remember like various trips to Snowdonia with my dad. We'd pull up on a lay-by or something for a refresher, and I'd zip up the nearest ski slope
yeah,
like a goat.
and then
And they wouldn't.
oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't notice.
Yeah. Oh, look at that one go.
Ah.
Is it going to stop? It will. At some point, we get back and Dolen is
Still going.
destroyed. Where's Dolen gone? Well, this rock just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Disappear up in like a goat.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
wouldn't notice because I wouldn't have the presence of mind to tell them.
Tell him,
And then
come flying
suddenly
down
hear
it.
them screaming my name.
Like, Adam,
Get down, you stupid bastard.
what are you doing? Yeah.
And of course, the only sensible thing to do at that juncture is to slide down
Yeah, exactly.
as fast as you can,
Yeah,
causing as much destruction and chaos,
Yeah.
sending pieces of slate flying at the car.
flying around, yeah. How do you feel about these little signs that are put up for the people that have passed on?
Oh, I think that ties into my general feeling about this village, in that it's beautiful and sad,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of, the word I keep reaching for is hollow.
Yeah.
I don't mean it in,
No, not
you
in
hear
this.
hollow and you think of someone who just doesn't feel anything,
Yeah.
but it is literally hollowed out.
Yes.
Similarly,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
buildings are shells.
The meat's been taken away, kind of thing.
And that's partly the physical nature of it, and
Yeah.
partly the population.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
It has, hasn't it? That's a very good word to use.
Let's come to a conversation. There are other villages like this with similar architecture, and they are architectural preserves,
Yeah.
like here. But they have managed to capitalise on it
Mm-hmm.
and create a degree of industry around it. But here, They've not.
They've not, have they?
But then, if they had, would we be here? Would we have this
Exactly.
pretty
We wouldn't.
free space to do what we're doing?
Exactly.
Would there be this art collective here? And I begin to understand that a lot of the residents are involved in the art scene, which is sort of why this event happens here.
Yeah. No, that's a very valid point. Just trying to think where we are now. We kind of went in that area, didn't we?
We went up
there.
that valley.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Summer Scriptwriting Base. Thank you, Dolen and the stunning Rhodopi Mountains. I'm struck by how this village, with its quiet charm, became a fertile ground for reflection and creativity. This week of immersion in storytelling for the future allowed me to learn from diverse voices and disciplines, proving that inspiration often comes from unexpected places. Engaging with passionate individuals outside my usual field enriched my perspective, demonstrating that the intersection of different arts and ideas can profoundly shape and inspire our own work. Dolen's tranquil emptiness has left me with a renewed sense of possibility and a deeper appreciation for the creative process. The Story Pilgrim was written, walked, talked, directed, recorded, produced by me, Darren Hill. Anya Backer provided the amazing music on Sean the Harp. For more information on Anya and myself, search The Story Pilgrim on all of your socials, and please make sure you are following this podcast. Until the next time, keep listening, and buen camino.